not the space, Jacqueline. It's an email that could be forwarded to the board. This is a board meeting on the agenda items only.
Right, so because of the importance of the information that we're talking, isn't it such a little amount of meetings? Don't we need like maybe more meetings?
No, they're not shows, the meetings. They're for board business.
Right.
Why don't we have association meetings?
Right.
Right,
You
all the
just-
time.
Yeah, and you know, next year, there's gonna be one maybe every month after April. There'll be plenty of meetings after April of next year.
Right, but I don't know if I'm gonna be alive next year.
Oh.
I'm talking about this year.
Well,
Now,
we all
today.
wanna be alive, so they'll be after next April.
So for this year, this is the one meeting and then,
No, there'll be another one in December for the
Okay.
budget,
okay.
and that's when the maintenance will be going up. You're being informed now. The final numbers are not quite there yet, but it is going up. And then there will be another meeting, unless there's one required by law, in April for the board election, which you're always free to run for board election. I hope somebody does.
So by law, how many, I'm sorry to.
Oh, by law?
Yeah, how
Oh,
many
by
months
law,
in a year?
it's absolute minimum two,
To by law.
by law.
And what about if the neighbors, they wanna meet and talk?
The
about-
neighbors can go by the pool anytime. There's always a wealth of information by that pool, always.
Right or wrong.
It doesn't matter. Does it really matter, Richard? It sounds good to tickle the ears. That's the important thing. And that's all it's about, is tickling the ears. Until next April comes along, then it won't be. We'll find out what was real and what was fake. Anyway,
Randy, you got a question?
Yeah, I do, and a comment, okay. The bottom line is, I think what Jacqueline's new here, all right, so she doesn't really understand the politics of River Shores like some other people do, saying that nicely. There should be more meetings here. There's a lot of stuff going on here, okay? And a lot of stuff that people, like me, I try to stay neutral. I try to listen to left side, right side, in between, make an educated guess, okay? I have no beef with anybody here. I do have some beef with how things are handled on both sides, okay? If somebody is harassing somebody in a way, whether on this side or that side, you have every right to civilly go for them and everything like that. But do not bring it into the situation, because this is hard enough for people to understand. And it's a tough world out there. And we all know in every other building, it's gonna be high sky, and we're lucky and fortunate. We've heard the speeches before, everybody. But we live here, and we don't wanna hear about the other thing. We wanna hear about what we could do here. And there's plenty of things that people can do, and get a committee together, and people that are really invested here and that really care about this place, and care about some of the people that live here, okay? And I think that should be noted. And also, yes, you can go spend and look up clerk of courts and everything, but by law, we have the right to ask, what is the lawsuits about, okay? You don't have to name names, but one's a leak. One is that they didn't pay, whatever it is. And not feel that we are allowed to ask these questions. And we are allowed to know the answers to it without,
Reading in the internet.
yes, but without 60 other things getting involved not to get the answer. Okay, it's just very, very, very frustrating. Okay, and you know, there's a lot of stuff going on. I understood the amounts, the things, the archways are all new to everyone. People, I don't know why certain people get, people come up to it and ask. I said, well, I heard through the grapevine, somebody, gave a telephone that the metal was rusting and everything like that, so precautionary. Okay, but there's a lot of people, they don't know about that. They don't know what happened to the money. 2 years ago, something, we had a figure of 800,000, then it went down to 7 something, whatever. I said, I really don't know. I can't give you an educated answer to that because I don't have any education on it. So, you guys have been on there a long time.
it's time for us to get off.
No, it's not that. It's
No, it's
not that. You know how this place works a lot better than I do for the 6 years that I've been here, and I respect that. And I've always given you both my respect, that you've been on it a long time. But it's think we should definitely do more meetings. And I think more people, and on the flip side, I think more people, more owners should be more here and more involved in asking and concerning. But I do believe that there should be some type of committees, okay? A structure committee,
Welcome.
what's called welcoming committee, you know, it is a large complex. It's a large complex. I know buildings that are smaller than this that have it. And maybe it would help to take the pressure, because then you have a meeting and you have to take a vote, okay? And people feel more involved. Instead of just getting papers, not knowing, everyone's asking questions in the hall and nobody knows the real answer. And it kind of leaves you feeling, excuse me, shitty.
But you can write to the office and ask a question, you get a response within 24 hours.
That's why nobody shows up, because of this.
Yeah.
We talk-
Anyway,
we talk-
what would we discuss at the meetings, Randy?
I know
Well,
it's important.
if we have committees, okay, and people knew about this before getting the piece of paper. In other words, you have people that go around. What's going on, you know, we see any leaks going on, or if we see any of the metal rusting, you know, that's a committee for one thing. There's another committee. I understand we're in code violation because nothing was replaced on the fences, okay, the shrubbery, whatever. Have somebody.
You know more than us, go ahead.
Much good.
Yeah, it's good.
Well, once you.
It's good to be on the email chain. I need to get on that email chain.
I don't talk to nobody on email. I don't get
Oh,
involved in any
well,
of that
no, I
stuff.
think it's good. We should find out what's going on around here. But anyway, I want to
You know
address
how I
your
found out
concern.
about the shrubbery?
How?
I was walking the dog,
Uh-huh.
and the code lady, okay, which I understand why she was here, for
Right.
another reason, okay, said, oh, does anybody know about the front? Do you know about what's going on in the
That was
front?
already addressed months ago.
Okay, well, this just happened 6 weeks ago. She was out there, and
Oh,
she asked me.
okay.
And she said, that's a code violation. I said, oh, I didn't know that. I said, when something's taken out, it has to be replaced. So, okay, so code violation, so how does that pertain? So if you do have to pay a violation, how does that get? put
Well,
into-
I'll tell you what, when we get the violation, I'll make sure I email it to everybody. Anyway, getting back to your comment about committees, you know, we tried that. Committees are very political, because if the board doesn't take the committee's advice, guess what? Now we have a political problem. So we tried committees around here to get people involved in their community. That was a disaster. So we cannot have committees. We have work to get done, and to tell you the truth, my time and the board's time reading a lot of this nonsense.
That's not true, because committees, I've been in buildings, okay, they have committees, and what they do is they
And you know
take a
what? That
vote.
may work in a different building. It
But
doesn't
that
work
was
here.
done, there's no harm in trying it again. Maybe you
Well,
just have the
after
wrong
April
people.
1st, many things will be, we're going to get professional management probably if the board chooses not to hire somebody, which is going to be a big, big mistake, but that's my opinion. And then everything will be perfect in this community after I think we're all off this situation. And I look forward to that day. I wish it happened 6 months, it will be less. Yes, Jackie?
What's gonna happen in April?
There will be a new board election.
So you're saying that we have to wait until the new board?
Yes, this is how this board, this administration operates.
So you're telling me that for this year, this is the way it is?
This is the way it
Until
is.
next year?
Right.
When the new board comes?
The new board comes, correct.
Wow.
Yeah, wow, this is how, it works very well. It may not be to your liking.
It's not democratic, it's very like, this is the way.
Well, it is democratic, because the association, the administration runs the complex. You do not, if you get on the board, then you can run it any way and you choose. Like, for instance, in River Terrace.
All of us.
River Terrace runs it differently. I think they do things more democratic there, don't they, over there? Why are you laughing? Could I ask you something? Do I recall you had two assessments over there this year, two?
No, we have one.
Don't I remember like you had a $3,000?
Before we pay, we already have 3 assessments.
Oh, 3
But
assessments.
that one they don't care because it was double like here, but now we have a $45,000 apartment for
Oh.
each apartment.
Well,
Crazy.
that's how democracy
But-
works.
You hear that?
What you say about the board, we're gonna have a maintenance company?
Well, you know, Diego, I can't put up with this
Yeah.
fill in the blank, I think that's.
Because if we get them a finished company, it's gonna be a disaster like
Yes.
over there.
Well, I'm hoping the right people get on the board, like Mr. Morrison and maybe
Somebody,
some of his friends he hangs with, and then I can guarantee Royal Management, excuse me, I'm not finished talking, Royal Management can take over, because you know what? It's so overdue, and I am so done. I cannot tell you, the other night, oh, I should all let me announce this. I don't know if you all know, Peg reads the emails that come in, the association. Peg, am I underestimating or overestimating? Would you say some of them are a bit shocking? Yeah, you would agree? Threats of endless nonsense. I got one, it just, nobody would believe me. So it's long overdue. You need to have professionals run this, not Tony or this board. And Robert, you ran for the board once again. I just, maybe we can even think about holding the election early, so, whatever.
Listen, can I just respond? I don't like being singled out like that. I don't.
Well, you have friends. No, you ran for the
I
board
have
before.
friends, but we don't discuss this.
You
know?
don't?
No. Why would
Oh, I must be seeing
And
things
I
sometimes.
came in here honestly with honest questions.
Yeah, I know.
Not to be rude in
I
any
know.
state.
Yeah.
Was I rude?
I didn't take you
in
as
the way-
rude.
Did the
I
board feel
answered
I
the
was
question,
being rude?
but you didn't like
I'd
how
like
it
to
was
ask the board,
answered.
was I rude? Peg, was I rude?
No.
I
No.
didn't think so.
No.
So I don't know why I'm being singled out like that. I'm
Right.
just asking questions.
You could
I
be
like
on the board
everybody
next year.
I like you all. I like all of you.
I know.
like everybody
I love
here.
all of you.
I even
I'm
like
just
you,
done.
Tony.
No,
I do.
please don't.
I do.
I love all of you.
You're
It's
gonna
time
have
for
to
somebody
live with
new.
it. I like you, but I just don't. But you know
Okay.
what? I don't need to
Okay.
single me out.
No kissing.
All right.
I have a question.
Yes.
You referenced what's coming on the reserves in 2024,
No, 2025.
2025. Has that all been accepted through the legislature? I thought there was still
Yes,
some things,
it
so it
has.
was finalized.
That's passed.
So
Well,
it's-
well,
so
wait a
what's
minute.
happening?
No, they're still tinkering with it because it's political, you see.
I understand that, but what's
So you're
the
asking
result
us
you're
to know
telling
what
us?
they're going to do politically. So next year, because Tony is doing the budget for next year, it's going to be the same normal, boring kind of thing. So it is what it is, folks.
We don't know what that is, what it is. That's what, nobody knows that mystery number, is what I'm saying. You referenced.
For
it, but-
2025, no, a professional has to come in and do it, not Tony. Well, Tony's not going to be here for 2025.
But that law hasn't really been finalized, or?
No, it's finalized today, but they have to meet next spring. So, there's going to be more tweaking on it. So that's how,
Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching.
correct. So we can't figure out, who's lobbying them, which side is going to get elected. We don't get into all that because it's a game. And you know what? None of us are going to win the game, so we can't go there.
But an outside engineer, the idea would be, if I understood it correctly, that an outside engineer would come in and determine for us how much we have to have in reserves. Is that the basic
Correct.
Is that
premise?
what, okay.
That's what I understood.
An outsider comes in and tells us
Yep.
what we can all
How
spend our
much
money
you're
on.
gonna-
Boy,
well-
that sounds like a politician.
Well, there you go. That's what it is.
It's for your safety.
Well put, Janet.
Right, well, and I get the sarcasm there too.
When you get down.
Well, no, it's legal. It's not sarcasm, it's legal.
Of course it is.
Yeah. So what happens when the condo market crashes or people can't afford it because they're overextended, guess what? Do you know what happens, folks? What happens, Richard, when people can't afford it and the prices go, the maintenance and the insurance? What happens, Richard? Do you know?
You have a big sell-off.
Yeah, but what happens in the meantime? Who eats all those, I can't pay my maintenance?
Developers come in.
Well, you build up a healthy reserve of cash for
IOU.
delinquencies and foreclosures.
Yes.
'Cause I
Were you
used to-
around at that time? That's why I'm asking you. You know what it was to clean up that mess? And I got it? Yeah. Yeah, anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's somebody who used to be on the board many years ago when, 2008, something like that.
6, 7, and 8.
Yeah, and when they weren't paying their maintenance. And he had to start making phone calls, where's your fees, because whoever wasn't bothering. And when I got up there in 2010, it was just short of 2 months' gross coming in that was delinquent.
It's delinquent.
So, yeah.
Tony, I think that what you're saying is so important, because if that is what is coming and you have the experience, maybe we can be prepared for that, maybe we
I'm
can.
telling you, be prepared. Actually,
The how. because-
how, I'm telling you, last, I think, December, I wrote, and in succession emails, the special assessment was coming. So how you have to prepare is accordingly. We can't tell you, we don't know your it's none of our business. So you have to put money to the side to take care of your obligations. How much? Diego, did you put, what is it, $45,000 money on the side?
Yeah, nothing.
Could I ask you something, and I don't mean to stick my nose in your business. What happened, I mean, that's a chunk of money, $45,000. Did they offer you if you needed to get a loan or something?
No, everyone has to pay from his own money. If you don't have, you have to sell your property. We have to make 3 payments, and different, like every 2 months, and we have to cover everything. Another thing, because some people they can afford, we have to put 3 apartments in delinquency. We have to get the money for this apartment. This part of what we have to pay in case 3 apartments don't pay it. It's already paid. It's gonna be maybe $500,000 there in case something happens, because they involve engineering.
Mm-hmm.
We are screwed, because I say, it's what I asked you. We're gonna have a maintenance company here in the River Shore. We're gonna have the same problems over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the
Pay
manager
pay attention
company,
to that, you guys.
The more they spend we're gonna fix it, the manager company get 5%, 2%, whatever we spend more, they
They
get
take a
more.
piece of it, yeah.
Was that, can I ask just
They're really
quickly?
happy because we're gonna spend $2 million over there,
Yeah.
and they're gonna get in his packet about 55,000 for nothing.
Was that assessment from your management company, or is it from an outside, government, whatever, saying, oh, you have to do that because
It's
you need-"
exactly we have here in River Terrace. We have to do the 50 years inspection.
And because of
And,
that,
Because of
And
that,
our maintenance company, because they don't care,
gotcha.
they don't do anything.
Right.
They were just waiting for the government come over
And
and
they
inspect
said
the buildings.
$45,000
Was
a
cracked,
piece,
no
I get it now.
painting, that was terrible, no lights.
Yikes.
And the government sees that this is a piece of crap. And they put a lot of things we have to fix it. Of course, we go with the vendors, like Tony go with the people that say how much gonna cost fix this. And they see the report for the government, wow, 3 million, 5 million.
yeah.
And the cheapest we get about 2 million. Everyone was
And
higher.
it's legal, it's legal that.
Yes, it's legal stealing, correct.
Yeah.
It's legal stealing, correct. See, now you find this all sarcastic, but you're not listening, so you'll find out when the time comes. Diego, thank you for taking the time. But again, I could add some comments about River Terrace. You know, that building is very well run and everything, because they always seem to have comments about River Shores. So, yeah, I wish you could see him shaking his head. Sometimes we need to think instead of listening to what other people's opinions are. And if you're really that interested in things,
Miriam has to
Excuse
go.
me,
We
I have a
haven't
12
told them to
o'clock
go
appointment.
now.
Oh.
I'm really sorry.
no
It's been
problem, we're
interesting,
done.
and I think we're gonna get to the bottom of this, and,
Yeah, we'll get to the bottom of it.
yeah.
And, you know, I don't want to lecture anymore, I really just don't care. But, Miriam, thank you for showing up
Oh,
today.
absolutely.
Thank you,
Wish I
Mary.
could be more.
No,
Thank you.
And like
you're
she
lucky.
said,
Miriam was gonna
listen.
give you a whole information about what she's dealing
Well,
with.
you already said it, that's,
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for my
Of
other
course.
one.
Yeah.
You know, we just got 250, and nothing's done. And we have a maintenance company that's done nothing. They did pool without a permit, we had to redo the whole pool. Everything with that 50-year, since 2018, they've done nothing.
What I suggest, everyone here is angry about the manager company doing nothing, or the board director do nothing. please get involved and
Yeah.
go with the people